we're live. What's going on, everybody? I was typing in chat and I was looked over and was like, oh my god, it's countdown is done. What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday, the 28th, the last Wednesday of January. I feel like I just said Happy New Year, so that is crazy. We did get our first, not first, but like almost our first snowfall of the season last night, and it was 1 inch. So it's pretty much all melted at this point. Let's see. Yeah, no, there's no snow. It's melted. But you know, it was nice to wake up. Aaron showed me the camera out front. I was like, look, it's white outside. It's all snowy. So same Z height. I'll give the Z belts a look. Yeah. Because you're saying it's at the same Z height, I would think it would be something Z related. I'm sure you did, but I would try a different model just to make sure there's not something with the model that is like bumping at a certain layer height. But outside of that, I would think that it's probably what it is. Even though, yeah, because I still think even if it's a shift that's not in Z, that a slight Z issue could potentially throw it off to where it looks like an XY shift of sorts. But that's an interesting one. Yeah, I hope everyone is doing awesome. Let's see who's here today. We got Tuxedo in the house, Shrimp Father's here, Steve, nice and early. What's going on, buddy? Mad Dog's here, PC, hello. Rob with the 2 years. That is crazy. Thank you so much, Rob, for the 24 months. Only feels like a couple years. Yeah. Colin's here. Nice is here. I think I just said that. I have my Modbot hoodie on. Super freaking cool. I think I said hi, Tuxedo. If not, hi, Tuxedo. Hi, Lord Git. Hi, Candyman. Hi, Petty. Hi, Lisa. Hi, John. Hi, Rod. Tiberium. AK Ball. AK Ball's here. Wick is here, and I saw Raj and Delmar nice and early. I hope everyone is doing great. Hey, Victor. So we are continuing on with the Micron Plus, and I have done an absolute, in my opinion, ton since last week. I did say last week that, like, okay, the streams are taking a lot longer. Oh my gosh, nice with the 44 months. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I'll do a squirrel for nice. The streams, not the streams are taking longer, the stream series and the amount of progress we're making on streams seems to be taking a lot longer than I expected. We just kind of kept running into small hiccups that were small but compounding and basically just leaving us with not able to make a ton of progress on stream. So I've done a lot. I've done a lot since you guys saw us last, and I'm gonna run through all of the things that I've done. So let's do this. Most of the stuff will just be kind of showing. There will be a few things that I will be telling as well. So let's see here. Do I have autofocus on? What's going on? Why are we not doing what I want? It's because autofocus is on. Okay, there's that. I think it's focusing. Rod, with the 41 months, man. Thank you so much. It's so wild to me. It's so, like, I know we've been streaming for a long time because we've moved literally twice since we started streaming, but it just, like, seeing that many months is just nuts. I will gladly send some of the 100 inches we've gotten so far this year. I know it's wild to me that, like, so much of the US has gotten just blasted with snow. I think I was looking, I think it was on Sunday when my dad was over, that I looked at the news and it said like there was approximately 1 million Americans right now that had no electricity due to the crazy storms that have been going on. So just wild. I totally did not steal this color scheme, and it is just rest 100 bill just for the colors. Totally didn't. Hey man, it's a great color scheme. It's funny though, because like since we have kids now and we see and watch things that we never would have before, Erin saw this printer and she said, oh look, it's a Blippi printer. I don't know if anyone knows, like, I mean, some people here have to know who Blippi is. I certainly never did prior to 2.5 years ago, but now when I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, it kind of does look like a Blippi printer, so I'm thinking about calling it like Blippi. Anyways, let's go through what I've done. So for starters, I can't remember if we had this built last week. I kind of think we didn't have this built last week. If we did, all the wires were loose. So one thing that took me quite a while was I basically shortened just about every wire on the toolhead. The exception to that is one of the part cooling fans, and I don't think I had to shorten whatever these two are. What are these guys? These are the filament sensors. Filament sensors I didn't have to. Everything else I shortened. It wasn't a requirement. Who's Blippi? Oh man, he's pretty annoying. Definitely not my favorite kids like entertainment person, but I will show you guys. This is Blippi. He's like a kid. How does it describe him? I don't know how he's described, but like he's this really goofy guy that does like YouTube, and he's on Netflix too. But his colors are, his blue's a little bit different, but I could see how Aaron saw it and was like, oh, it's a Blippi printer. Definitely don't watch his stuff unless you don't. Yeah, I've seen it. But to be fair, BLG, like they've had 3 Blippis, I think. So the original weird Blippi is no longer Blippi. Anyways, guys, no more of that. So yeah, I shortened just about everything on here. Hopefully my crimping is okay. Most of these are PHs. Yes, most of these are JST PH 2.0s. The thing that annoyed me was I crimped this, I think it was this guy. Yeah, I crimped the stepper motor wires shorter with PHs, like PH 2.0s, to realize this is the one plug on here that is not a PH. It's like the next size up. I don't know, I can always get confused if it's XH or whatever the size is. Hey Glock. So yeah, that's in place. The other thing I noticed was when I was looking at the crossbow that there is in the CAD like this sort of like printed part that it sits in. As far as I can tell, it's cosmetic, and I did, where is it? Oops. Sorry, didn't mean to kick you guys and the print or the camera. We focused in, I think so. Do I have that piece or did I end up chucking it out? I might have chucked it out. There's a really thin printed piece that basically is meant to surround it. It was not sitting very well on the part, and so I ended up removing it again. I like installed it, didn't like it, removed it. I think it's cosmetic, so I don't think it's an effect functionality. I did also get the little arm installed. So we've got the arm installed. So this is basically the way this guy works. He goes over here, goes beyond the arm and goes like that, and that's what cuts it. So that's in place. I did also, so I got the screen, not the screen, sorry. I got this guy printed out and installed. If you guys remember last week, this one that I had printed out, I printed out 2 versions and they were for Wagos, and not the LDO one, which has its little sort of breakout board PCB. So I've swapped the, hey Collie. So yeah, I got that installed. And then one thing that was a little bit interesting is this guy. So if we go down here, I also got a bunch of stuff installed on the back as well. So I will say for everyone or anyone that's building this or working with 2020s, so these little pieces, these were recommended to me like a week or 2 ago, and I finally printed some out. These are awesome. So the way these work is they basically drop in and you use them with the LDO no drop nuts. And so you drop this in, you drop the LDO no drop nut in, you take some tweezers and you put the LDO metal nut, you like lift it up inside the extrusion on top of here, and it still slides back and forth. It's not a very tight fit, but it does make it where those LDO nuts are elevated so you don't have to use like a zip tie or something like that to try to get the screw to catch on it. So I did use this quite a bit, and I'm thankful I printed some out because I definitely see the value in them. But Balance, thank you so much for the donation. HUF, I don't know what that is. I have no idea what currency that is. Thank you very much for the support. Appreciate it, man. I finally, yeah, it only took me to like the end of the build. So the thing I did want to point out really quickly here is I got Klicky set up. So this is, can I drop you? I can't really drop you guys lower. I can tilt. Let's try that. Let's try tilting. Okay, so you can see kind of like this bracket right here is where Klicky is, and you've got the, you know, the magnets. You've got 2 magnets for the actual conductivity of the wires going up, and then you have like an alignment magnet. I realize it's hard to see, I apologize. The issue I ran into was that the regular Klicky block, so like the actual probe itself, is way too short. Because I'm using a high flow nozzle, it's just too short. And there was a couple of options. So the first option was to print these out. Let me open up Shaper really quick and show you guys this, because this is, I think, important, especially for anyone that does end up building one of these. Let's see. 1 second. I think my, you guys, did I freeze? I think we froze. Something definitely went wrong. Oh, are we back? Did we freeze there? We froze hard on my end when the CAD was doing its thing. That was wild. So that was weird. So option number one was this. Option number one was to basically print out and stack these spacers to get Klicky closer. And I just really don't love this. It's better now, right? It's not glitching anymore. I think it was just like one big, yeah. It froze on my end pretty hard too. Maybe it's my computer saying it's too cold, or maybe it's saying, upgrade me, please. So yeah, you can print out spacers to basically extend it where it's at. I just didn't love it. A big part of it was the look. And also it would have required me to reprint the dock, which I ended up having to do anyways. So yeah, didn't love this. So what I ended up doing was I ended up printing out this guy, which I found in the Klicky repo. So this is Klicky XL. So it's basically the same thing we're all used to, except the switch is not, the legs of the switch are not poking through here. So instead, I basically took the switch, soldered wires to it, and then heat shrink, pulled the wires through, stripped the wires, and then put them in here. So this gives us the length that we need to be able to, if I show you guys, let me see if I go like this, this way. So that gives us the length that we need to probe past the nozzle without me having to, this is not Fusion, this is Shaper 3D. That's what I use for CAD. So yeah, it's basically a bigger block. And I like this a lot better. It is more work because of the fact that, you know, again, you have to do a little bit of soldering. You have to do a little bit of soldering, so as long as you're fine with doing that, but yeah, seems to be working okay. The only downside was that I did have to reprint out this guy. I did have to reprint out this guy. So the magnets did not sit perfectly flush with the wires underneath them, and so it was bumping when I tried to dock it. I basically just needed like an extra 2 millimeters of space, and I tried loosening things and getting it to play nicely, and I just couldn't. So I ended up, and you guys really can't see this. I want to show. I mean, most of you know what Klicky is. Sorry, this is not. It's at like the perfect angle to be just really awkward. Okay. So yeah, it was like 2 millimeters too high. And so I just took the CAD file, sliced it at a spot where there was nothing going on. And so now if I back this in here like this, it should align fine. And then I can move this out of the way. And now we've got Klicky in our dock there. So that was something I had to do. So if you're not using a standard flow hot end, you will have to get creative with Klicky and either use spacers, which is probably the easiest solution. Like I said, I just didn't like the way it looked. It was largely an aesthetic thing. And if you use the spacers, you definitely have to adjust the dock because it's going to lower your, I heard somebody fart. It must be the song, because I feel like someone said that last week. I promise I'm not tooting. I'm not tooting on stream. It's less than stepper, should be fine. So just wait, what did you say? It clear on nozzle Z0. I don't know what you mean. Less than stepper should be fine. Oh, you mean like the actual dock itself when it goes down so it doesn't crash into something. Yeah, it's less than it is less than the stepper for sure. But that's another good point. If you have the spacers, but we're not going to do nozzle Z0. Oh, you mean, no, you're saying when we print. You're saying like zero position is in when we print. Yeah, that could potentially be an issue But I think if the bed's up here, you should be fine. The only thing I could see potentially hitting would be like this extrusion right here, but yeah, I don't know. This should be fine. We should be good. What about the bed extrusions? Yeah, I think we'll be good on. I think we'll be good on that, but I don't know for certain. I mean, this is like this. Oh God, yeah. Let me. We'll find out. We will find out. I mean, I can just kind of push this down now. Yeah, I think we're gonna be fine. This looks like I mean, it's not straight, the extrusion, but we're basically below where the bed would be mounted and we're just about a touch. So I think it'll be fine. But that does make me wonder if you use the extensions, like you could run into some trouble. Nice with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, man. Thank you, nice. Okay, let me pull this back up a little bit. Just go slowly to not damage any of the drivers. Ideally, you don't really want to be moving this much when it's on the stepper. What's better, lower bed temp and filament or globally for cryogenic? Wait, what's better, lower temp and filament? Or wait, what? I don't know what that means. What's better, lower bed temp and filament? Oh, wait, or globally. I don't globally adjust filament, so for me it would be lower bed temp and filament is what I would do. And then the last thing we did, which I will show you guys really quick, and then we'll actually start doing some stuff, is I did a little bit of stuff under the hood. Not a ton, but I did at least do some things. So I positioned this roughly where it should be. I did have to move these DIN rails over quite a bit. They were way too far that way. This was crashing into the stepper. I also mounted the 24 volts Nighthawk like little hub there. And I think that's most of what I did down here. Oh, and then the fans. The fans are also installed. And I just went based off the CAD. I have both of mine basically pulling air inward towards the board. That's what the CAD looked like it showed. And I did some Googling and saw like no real specific answer on whether I should have one as an inlet, one as an outlet. So if it becomes an issue, I can always adjust it, but that's what I did. Yeah. Okay. Oh, last thing, I promise, is Liz, you're here really early, 34 months. Thank you so much, Liz. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're staying warm. I don't know what the weather is like up where you're at right now, but I know that at least a lot of the states have gotten pretty crazy snowfall. So I did have to do some adjustment to this. This little cob strip was way too long. It was like, it stuck out to here. So I had to cut it. Luckily there is like an extension piece that I could cut that makes it the exact length it needed to be. And then I ended up peeling the backing and putting this in here, but then realizing once I did that, I lose access to my screws to tighten this down. So then I had to remove it, tighten the screws down roughly center. It's slightly shifted that way, but I don't think you can actually notice. And then get these back in, which I thought I damaged the LED, but I did hook up 24 volts to it just for fun to see, and I confirmed that I did not damage it. It's fine. The wire for this just kind of routes down the 15-15 channel on this side here, and it's just like kind of laying in place right now. Ideally, I think I need to install some sort of like channel blockers to prevent that wire from wanting to pop out, but that's a future me or later me problem. For now, it seems like it's okay. So yeah, a lot of today, I think it's just really going to be plugging things in. I'd like to get the wires from the toolhead ran back. I'd like to get the cable chain on. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So I've been busy. I spent many hours actually in here at night over the last week here, just trying to make some progress on this. So let's start by, I'm thinking we should probably put the bed on pretty soon. I was gonna wait to do that for the last thing, but I'm thinking we will probably do that soon. Let's see, start at the top here. So we've done, let's just like look, this is the LDO supplemental wiring guide. Or I guess it's not supplemental because there is no wiring guide really in the main one. I think the ant head has a little bit of info, but that's really it. Okay, so this guy's direction Micron kit, pre-cut terminated. Here's the short list of tools you should prepare. So we did this. Let me just connect it. Polarity does not matter. Okay, connect the thermistor. Okay, connect to, yeah, connect klicky, we did. Connect RGB, connect filament sensor, connect filament sensor. I don't know, this we might have to check. So it says connect filament sensor cable labeled FS1 to FS4, connect filament sensor cable FS2. I don't know which cable I plugged in where, like as far as the order, whether it's, because there's two filament sensor cables. There's one where the filament comes in above the extruder and one below the extruder. And I don't know if I plugged those in correctly for how the config will be. So we'll have to look at that. I love my Leviathan, my V0, just wish the UART cable wasn't solid and more flexible. I haven't plugged our UART cable in, so that will be interesting to see. Attach the tooled cable to this port. You can do this after installing the extruder. Okay, so let's do that. Let's plug our cable in. Probably zip tie it in place. Let's see. All right. I also chucked out a bunch of parts. There was like duplicate parts I'd printed that we've already gotten beyond those sections and like the wrong version of parts. So I did a little bit of organization to try to clear things up, because that was, I spent a lot of time searching for parts this build. Okay, so we've got a very, very long cable here. Very, very long cable. This guy is plugging in like this, I think. Okay. Oh, that does not, there's no like snap in on this. It's just a kind of a loose fit. I'm okay with doing some zip ties here, but I don't want to do very hard zip ties because I don't want to damage, I don't want to put stress on the board. But I think we will do 2 zip ties just because the slots are here. Maybe it'll help hold it in place a little bit. Just because there's no click, there's no clip for this. It's just slid in, and that's it. All right, we'll go like this. Croc with the 23 months, man. Thank you. 1 second here. Yeah, that's probably as tight as I want to go. I don't actually know if these zip ties are gonna do much of anything. I don't want to go tighter than that. They kind of feel slightly pointless. Just put it in resin. This message brought to you by the letter B. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I feel these zip ties are worth putting on. I feel like it might look weird not having them on here just because there's slots for them, but as far as actual use, I don't think they're doing much of anything. Yeah, that's already putting a little bit of strain on the cable. I definitely don't want to go tighter than that. Let's not go tighter than that. Bearded with the 1 month. Thank you so much for the gift of membership, buddy. Let's see, Nicholas got one. Yeah, let's cut this. Let's cut this. I could always decide to remove these, but for now, I feel like it looks right. Okay, attach the hot toolhead cable to its port. Wiring the bed umbilical. So next it goes just straight to the bed. So I'm pretty sure also that this is going to be using a gland, like the PG something kind of gland. I just woke up. Where do you live that you just woke up? Yeah, let's see if we can find, I don't remember seeing one of those gland pieces. Well, they actually hold it. Wait, what? Cable will 100% work loose if not secured. Okay, well, I don't know. Okay, so zip ties are doing a thing. Granted, I tighten this tighter than I would have liked. Like, I will show you guys. Well, it still wiggles. It doesn't hold it in place, but it adds a little bit to it. But this is with me, you probably can't see. Let's see. If I zoom in. You can see, like, right? It's slightly flexing both the cable and the printed part. It's not much. Like, if I get a true side shot. But if I don't tighten it at least this much, it's literally doing nothing. So this is half a tighten it this much if I want to actually use it. So hopefully it's not an issue. It's not much of a bend. And like I said, I think it's a combination of the printed part and the cable that's doing it. Yeah, I don't love it either. I'm just saying, like, if I go looser than this, the zip tie is just basically floating there. I can cut it. I use a loop and tie. I use a loop and tie that. I don't know what you mean. Could remix it higher. Yeah, it would make a lot more sense to have this part higher. I mean, I can leave it loose for now. Okay, here's a small gap filler piece of sandwich between them. That I could do too. That I will probably, okay, let's leave this loose for now. Let's just, since everyone's not a fan of this, let's leave this loose. Bam. And I will probably just print something that is rectangular that just goes in between these two and keeps it where they can't bend. We'll do that. I like that idea. That way I don't have to undo things. We'll do that. But yeah, if I go looser than that in its current form, there's no point having the zip tie there because I promise you it's not doing anything. And it does have decent grip, so I'm not sure how much it was doing regardless. But yeah, we'll do the filler piece. That sounds like a good idea. The thing I'm curious about is on the other end of the gantry, how are we? Why am I not? Oh, here we go. I just don't think I saw like a nylon gland, so I'm wondering if I printed one. Yeah, I definitely don't see anything as far as in there. Check our printed parts. I left the CAN cable loose on my 2.41 building and it got caught and tore the tool headboard. Whew! I didn't see it. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, Tuxedo, but it's not standing out to me. I'm also not seeing anything in the printed parts, so I'm unsure. We'll look through everything really quick. So we've got VHB, cables, put electrical stuff over here. This is from my crossbow. We've got jumpers, got large screws, we've got a USB-A cable, standoffs. These are some more cables. Fuses, more cables, bunch of pins, bunch of zip ties, machine screws, more wires, more wires, more wires. Definitely nothing in there. So it'd have to be with the hardware if it's here. And I don't recall seeing anything in the hardware, but we can run through it really quickly. Could also check the BOM. I definitely don't think I have any, so if the kit doesn't have any and it was supposed to, and it's not a printed piece, yeah, there's nothing in here. The last large thing I have in here is some spare There's a nozzle wiper brush, it looks like. But I didn't see a mod that we were supposed to print for that. It didn't clip, so yeah, I don't see anything. The 100 could also be a fun printer for your channel. Once printed, it looks like a very simple build. I could add it to the potential list. Yeah, PG7 gland. That does not look printed to me. But then again, there's two versions here, so PG7. What does the M12 version look like? I just want to hide this. I don't know what the M12 is. Sadly, my night shift is starting. Have fun. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I did get my klicky mount sorted. Yeah. I ended up having to extend this guy 2mm. That was really just my fault. I could not get the magnets in like flush with the surface. Even though I don't think normally they're flush with the surface. Otherwise, you might have plastic interfering. But yeah, they were just a little too wide. And then I ended up printing out klicky XL. So it's just a much wider klicky. So yeah, I don't know about this, guys. I don't know what the M12 version. This is what I have printed, it looks like. Let's see if I undo this and then we look at this. Yeah, I don't know what I have. I mean, they all look kind of the same. So I have one of these mounted. Let's see what the CAD shows. What did I print? Oops, I think this is the piece right here. PG7. So now the question is, was this kit supposed to come with this? And it didn't. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up the BOM really quick. Okay, so BOM should be in here. I think it was like the first stream when I posted it. Yeah. These are all fasteners. It's Shaper 3D. I've used it for probably like 4 years. I'm a big fan. Initially when I got it, I think it was just an iPad app, but I wanted to be able to do some like CAD stuff from wherever I was, and so I was like, cool, I'll pay for it. And then they extended it to Mac, and then they extended it to Windows. Now it's on Mac, Windows, and iPad, with, I would say, feature parity, and it syncs between all of them. And originally it was direct modeling, but they also added like the timeline or history to it as well now, so you can go back and make edits, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's look at live streams. I don't think the kit came with it, which is really odd to me. Why would they not include it? All right. I will very likely be doing this. Got it. So the one I ordered, like the one I printed, is this guy, which is the PG7 Z-Chain 2-hole. So I probably need to order that, which kind of sucks. So I will likely order that after the stream. The LDO kit shows a printed gland. That doesn't look printed to me. I mean, the base looks printed, similar to what I have, but that doesn't look printed to me. It looks glossy, like it's injection molded. I don't actually think I have a pure nylon right now. I think all I have is nylon, carbon fiber, nylon glass, which is gonna be way too stiff. The pug style, also look at different image. Does that look printed? I think that's the closest shot we're gonna get. You can't see it in that one. That looks like a printed pug mouth. Huh. Wait, is this? What is this guy? There are some printed pieces that I have that I'm not sure what they go for. They're gonna be primary color pieces. I don't see them there. I'm trying to figure out what... These must have been from the Anthead repo, because I'm not seeing them here. Live streams are printable link, got it. I have a lot of different models. You can jump in, apply an fig entry. It is STLs. Z chain folder. Okay. All right, well, let's, I guess, move on to the bed then. Let's just try to do the bed. We'll just kind of move this guy out of the way for now. I mean, I might as well unplug it. It's not bolted in or anything like that. So, all right, Nighthawk cable out. We'll figure that out later. Raj, thank you for the 10 months, man. It's a split PG7 in the STL. I printed mine. Okay. Well, maybe I will just print it then. I just don't know, like, if it has to be nylon, which nylon would make sense to me because of the flexibility of it. The next best thing to me would be like a PETG, but then I'd have concerns about temp, but it's probably fine. I don't think that the chamber is going to get that hot, but nylon would be ideal. I don't know. I'll think on it. I also have ordered a few like PG glands at some point. Where are they? I don't know. I'd have to look upstairs and see if maybe TPU could work. I'm curious as to how the threads would work, but if I make it pretty stiff, that could work. I did PACF on mine. Okay, I think I do have definitely a PACF. For them, PF, they've been fine. Okay, all right. Well, if that's the case, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I could Amazon order as well, but if printed ones work well and people here are using them, then I'm not against that either. That's no problem. Okay, let's get back to here. So this is what we're gonna do next is the bed. So bed is where? Heat bed. Okay. Wrong cam, wrong angle. Oh my god, I pressed every button but the right one. Here we go. Okie dokie. So we got our bed, which looks really nice. It looks like you... Huh. It looks like you meant to kind of run it backwards. Because the standoff pins, like, this to me looks like it would be the front, but based off the way the standoffs are, I would think that you would want this in the back. Yeah, I think that's, and also that's where the cables are coming out, so that's definitely how we want it. Okay. So let's take off this top cover. And I think that the first thing we'll do, well, we need to plug everything in. So fan 1 and fan 2 we're not using. RGB, I assume we're not using. Yeah, we're not. There's no RGB for the bed. So it's just bed thermistor. Bed thermistor. What's THP? Thermistor. I don't know what that is. I guess there's another thermistor you can optionally run. It says THP. Thermistor... I'm not sure. I would think chamber would be like THC. Maybe that's why they didn't do it. THP is thermistor bed. Yeah, THP. I'm sorry. It's THP that I'm not sure of. Bed in thermistor. Okay, so let's just go ahead and... The only one that's going to be hidden is the thermistor for the bed. So let's plug that in to start out with. Wait, no, we need to plug this guy in too. So what is... Okay, let's try to find this plug. And then let's also try to feed neutral, like let's try to plug in all these things so that way we don't need to access underneath the bed again. So SSR grounding, frame grounding. I'm not sure where we're supposed to ground the frame. I haven't seen any. Let's see, to motherboard, high voltage, to Nighthawk, to motherboard, 24 volts, and then this says to SSR. One bed PE cable, power bed to SSR. Okay, this looks like pretty much all of the cables, AC cables for the bed. So if we're following this, we've got PE going here. I'm trying to see if I've got this. Yeah, so here's PE. Okay, and then this gets fed down here. Let me try to move this a little bit so you can see kind of what's, yeah, you can kind of see. Just shove these down here for now. And then there should be a brown one to SSR. SSR. So this is our live, yeah. Okay, this is getting shoved in here too. And the last one's blue, neutral. And that is going right here. Okay. Okay, so we have those. The thing I'm not sure of is, so we've got bed live, bed neutral, but there's a third one for grounding. Where do we want to ground? Wait, this one, is there a, I'm not seeing a ground for the bed. I see two cables in here. One, basically it looks like we've got earth for our SSR and earth for the frame, but I'm not seeing one for the bed. Wait, is this it? I lied. Bed. I found it. I found it. Okay, but the question I've got with this one is, where on the bed should we attach this? Wondering if we should just use probably, I'm thinking probably one of the standoffs that are already screwed down. Probably one of these, or what's this? Actually, no, I'm lying. There is a screw, like it's already populated with a little ring terminal on it. Yeah. So I was gonna go with one of these just because this cable is not very long, and so I want to be close to it. But I mean, that's not much of a distance. So let's go with this guy. I'm glad it came with this. That felt weird to me. I was like, an LDO kit that doesn't have a ground for. All right, so is this, so this little washer that's got like teeth that looks like it bit into the aluminum, is that intended for me to sandwich the ground cable? I would assume I'm supposed to sandwich the ground cable between the screw and it, and not it and the bed. I haven't used those before. There's a toolhead washer. Okay. Oh, toot head washer, so that's the spot. Got it. So between the screw and the washer. Got it. I haven't used these. That's pretty cool. So this basically just ensures it's making good connection with the bed. Because I mean, I can actually see the teeth marks from that washer in the bed. Let's go at it slightly. Wait. This is gonna go towards this direction, right? Left side, yeah. So let's angle it this way. You can never be too grounded, yeah. It's called a toot head washer? Or tooth head? Is that supposed to be tooth? It's gotta be tooth head. There's no way it's called a toot head. All right. It's gotta be a tooth head washer. Okay, so now we've got, the only thing that needs to get plugged in right now is, let me move the camera. No, it is called a tooth head. Tooth. Oh my God. It's just, I have very, I don't know, because we see what we want to. I saw toot head, it says tooth. Okay, so thermistor bed is all we need to plug in this very second, I think. And then we will, actually, because these tighten down, yeah, let's loosen the bed mounts. How thick is the bed? That's a great question. It looks, let's do a guess. I'm gonna say that this is 8 to 10 millimeters. So the bed is 8 millimeters thick. 8 millimeter thick bed. Hey, Ballistic! How is the Fallout printer coming along? Okay. The Mr. Bed is getting plugged in. Maybe. Yep. Okay. So let's get these aligned up. I don't really care that it's in its final spot for now. We'll keep things loose and tighten it down later. I think that I can do that. Okay. These definitely look like they're gonna be socket. What size socket head screws? I don't know if the CAD shows. I can probably just go with whatever, as long as they're M3 socket. Parts are all printed. I've actually been watching your Trident streams for like 2 years ago. Oh, nice. Are you going, you're going with a kit? I can't remember what you said. If you're rebuilding, if you're going with a new kit. Yeah, there's no specifics. So we'll just grab, we will just grab some socket heads, maybe like, I don't know, 16 mil or. Okay. Okay, we've got 16 mil. 12 mil would probably be great too. 10 could work as well. Maybe 10's all we need for this. Let's see. We'll do 16. Actually, that's probably enough. Let's do, second guessing myself, let's do 10 mil. 16 feels kind of ridiculously long. Kit, it's a 250 from Formbot. Nice, okay. Is it like a newer kit, so it's the latest version that they have? Now, am I correct in thinking that if I install this here, I will be able to... No, that's not going to work. So I actually do have to get this positioned pretty much exactly where I want it. I was hoping that if I tightened up here, I could spin these little standoffs later. That doesn't seem to be the case. So we should try to get this as close to where we want it as possible. So let's see if this is all the way forward. Probably need to go back quite a bit. So we can still put these in, I guess, for now. Slightly. How far back does the filter and bed sit from the front extrusion? I have the filter flush with the front extrusion right now. I don't know if that's correct. I didn't see anything. Let me look at the photos that LDO has in their documentation really quick here. Is that the best photo? It looks like that's the best photo. This looks like it's pretty dang flush to me. I could be slightly wrong, but like if that's the extrusion going across it, I think that that's pretty close to just flush with the front. Hey Alan, happy Wednesday. I think it's 25 millimeters from the front. Oh, because that's a good point too. I'm not going to be able to adjust that either. Maybe we don't want the bed fully seated yet. Like maybe I'll just plug it in and kind of leave it where it's at right now. And then once this is towards the end, then we move it. Yeah, it is a little odd considering like the kit comes with a lot of stuff, but it's interesting that it didn't include the 2 fans for the side. I might end up, I will probably end up adding those. In this image, it looks like it is a little bit further back. But yeah, there's not really any mention of I could use this as a reference. You should be able to measure it in CAD. For the filter? Or for these guys? Hey, Jack. You want to say hi real quick? You matched the printer. You matched the colors of the printer, bud. Look at your shirt is orange, just like the printer, and you got blue too. What was that? Who's a driver? You want to say hi? Camera. Say hi, camera. Over there. Hi, everybody. Position of the bed from front extrusion. Got it. Are you gonna go play? It's a screen. It's not plugged in right now though. It will be, and I'm sure you're gonna press all the buttons on it, aren't you, when it's done? Uh-oh. Did it freeze? It froze for me. It's freezing. Oh, it's because Jack's touching the CAD. Hey, don't do that, bud. Huh? You froze it for a sec here. It'll come back, but the CAD just is not. The computer's not able to keep up anymore.
What?
Yeah, it's frozen. I think it's coming back slowly, but it's frozen. Are we back? Yeah, the CAD is definitely causing my computer to crash. So I'll probably eventually have to at least get a new. That's a zip tie.
Why?
It keeps the cable in place, so that way the cable doesn't pop out while it's printing. Okay, Mom says you're going bye bye. Come a hug. I love you. I love you. I can't put you in the car. I'm streaming right now. Mommy's gotta put you in the car. Okay. That is a tiny printer. That's a laser. That's a laser.
Why?
Because lasers are cool.
Okay.
You say bye bye, everybody.
No.
That's a big laser. Yeah. You say bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay.
I'm not Howard.
You know what?
Huh?
See you in a little bit. Okay. All right. Someone says that me and Jack are like twins. It does make me feel good because nobody ever says that. He's so proud of himself. I wish I still felt that way. So sad computer sad. Yeah, it's just the GPU on this is one of the oldest things because like I know that I got this GPU during the like 2020 GPU crisis where everyone was buying them for Bitcoin mining. So, or maybe it wasn't Bitcoin, maybe it was Ethereum, but it's a 2060. So I haven't upgraded since. I mean, this whole computer probably needs a facelift. I just, for the sake of cost, and I only use it for streaming, don't want to just upgrade everything. But if I find out it's just the GPU that's needed, I think it's probably easier to get GPUs now. I know RAM is not easy to get, so. Can you open the CAD in their web viewer and save some resources? I have not used Shaper's web viewer. Or do you mean not in Shaper? Okay, I'll be right back. Jackson wants one more. Okay, RAM is easy to get if you can afford the 1,000. Well, yeah, I guess that's, yeah. I meant, so I will say this, like, I have not done, most of the measuring I've done is like single line stuff. So if we want to measure, let's try it. Measure point to point. So what are our options? 3-point angle, object measurements. So we probably want point to point for what we're trying to do. And so if we measure from front of this to, it would need to be on like bottom of this. Oh, maybe right here, that might work. It's approximately center. Okay, so it looks like 25, we'll just call it 25 millimeters from the front is where we want it. So we can do that. Let's do the 25 millimeter from the front. Does it matter though? So the next question I got is like, for anyone that's built one of these, the bed obviously matters because the bed needs to be able to be grabbed or be accessed from the toolhead. But as far as this guy goes, if I don't want to move this and it's flush with the front, I have to assume that's probably okay, right? I don't need to scoot this guy back. I haven't had to buy storage in a long time either, luckily. Bring the tool all the way forward for the Y0 on the bed. Yeah, I can. I mean, I'd want to drop it down again, though. Did the music stop? I think it did, and I think that's because Aaron is playing music in the car, maybe? Okay, the reason why I'm asking about this is because if we have to move this, now would be the time to do it before we lock this bed in place. But I'm not hearing anything or seeing anything, so we're just gonna roll with it. These are not sliding very freely. Dear God. I thought I'd be able to slide this. This thing does not want to move. Okay, I'm just gonna drop the, I'm gonna like move the gantry down a little bit again, slowly. Okay, so I think 25 millimeters is not enough based off of what this is showing now. We need to go back quite a bit. Let's see if I loosen. Okay, cool, yeah. I like the way it looks being flush, and I'm pretty sure that's how it is on my 2.4. Yeah, I think the standoffs are too tight. I mean, I wanted to lock them in place. I thought I loosened them, dude. I'm super. We're gonna have to take the bed off anyway in a second here, but it'd be nice to keep everything aligned. Let's see. Dude, that is not gonna do it. All right. Maybe it's my printed nut traps? Push on the standoffs, not the bed. Trying to like pull from the standoffs, it's just not. Yeah, we're taking it off. It's not that big of a deal. We'll just here. Let's flip this back up. I have to assume we have at least a little bit of clearance. I mean, maybe that's a false assumption, but let me go ahead and plug in, or no, let's not yet actually. Sorry, I realize I'm blocking you guys out every time. Okay. So if I just get one of these aligned, then I'm good for the rest of them. I can just basically make sure that they all align. So let's take out these screws. The bed needs to be approximately pretty dang far back, man. Or yeah, it's pretty far back. Slide this guy. It's definitely a lot further back than I was expecting. Okay, that's a little bit too far back. I'm gonna say right about there is where we want it. Right about there. Maybe a hair more. Okay, we're officially on the bed. Yeah, we're like losing 2 millimeters. I'm good with that. Is there clearance? Front for V0, front for Y0, back for klicky clearance in the back corner. Hopefully you'll have fun build play. Yeah, I'm calling that good enough. So let's pop out all screws. Yeah, the way I have it set up right now, we're losing like 2 millimeters on the front. Like, with it all the way forward, the nozzles, I mean, it's damn close. It's really close. Yeah, we might not even be losing 2 millimeters. Okay, so let's try to get this next standoff aligned. I think I'll actually install a single screw so the bed stops moving. There we go. I'm just gonna eyeball it being straight. That looks pretty dang good to me. Let's try to tighten up. That is not straight. That looks pretty good. I mean, we're not gonna get it perfect. So we'll aim for close. Actually, if I use this, hold on. I'm gonna move you guys so I stop blocking you all. We're getting there. We're getting close. we're getting real close. Okay, so this guy just needs to go forward just a hair. Okay, that looks pretty dang perfect. So if we can get you to not move, that would be awesome. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, that looks really, really close. It did shift. Why is it? Oh, there's a little bit of play because I haven't fully tightened. Let's see. Yeah, I'm still happy with that. I do think that I probably could have tightened down these. Let me get the ruler out. That is exactly what Steve would do. I wonder if I can just tighten these standoffs a hair a bit more. Yeah. I don't really care that they're all perfectly tight. Do we actually even want them all tight in this instance? I know on like the 2.4, usually you just tighten one of them, right? And the rest are kind of floating. I know it's a different bed, but yeah, I think that's good enough. Okay, now we just need to drag these last guys to their spots. Like right there. Okay. Move the printed head to another corner to check if we're tiny. You mean the back corner? Oh, we are catching on that. So it looks like it engages with klicky. That's pretty close, man. We're gonna lose like a couple of millimeters. Ow. We're gonna lose a couple of millimeters in the back from where klicky's at, but it's really close. You have room for the expo arm on the gantry. You mean to be able to print with the entire gantry? Negative, no. So that's where we're gonna lose. That's where we're gonna lose a little bit. I can probably shorten this arm. I also can't access. So we're losing build volume. Interesting. So we're not actually able to get full build volume regardless of crossbow. So I'll show you, let me show you guys this in a sec here. Hold on, let me tie this last thing up and then I'll move the camera and show you guys what's going on. But the tool head's not actually able to reach this full build volume, which is a little interesting. Let me try to tighten this standoffs. Come on, standoff. Why are you? Okay, it's pretty much in. Okay, so I'm gonna really quickly tighten these standoffs. Although it doesn't matter that much because I have the front ones tight. This one probably can stay a little bit loose, and then it's still not gonna allow the bed to move, but we'll snug it up a little bit. Okay, call that good enough. So one thing I wasn't aware of is that we cannot actually reach the so drop this down. I probably have to go lower with this. Yeah, I'm gonna bring you guys like all the way down so you're in line with the bed. Okay, so you guys can see that, right? Yeah, you can. So I'm gonna bring you guys even further. So we cannot get closer to the edge than that. The gantry is actually hitting the edge of the bed there, which is probably, I don't know, I don't have an exact measurement. I don't know if I can even get this little piece in here. I wish I had a little ruler down here, but I don't. Let's see if I can shove this guy out. So we'll call it like 6 millimeters approximately we're losing on both sides. It's the exact same way on the other side. So if I go over here and I move the tool head, you can see the same thing. It stops shy of being able to clear the bed. But we're actually going to lose more in my case. We're going to lose more like 12 millimeters because of the fact that I'm using this arm. I do know that there's a new, apparently there's a new cutting arm available, which will allow you to, I think, move it. It said something about idler. I don't exactly know how I don't exactly know where it sits or how it all works, but we're losing essentially the 6 millimeters that everyone's not getting on the side because that's just the way it is, plus the additional distance to engage with this guy. Because it'll crash into here if you were to just print over here, you'll hit that. So I do think that this arm can be shortened. You can actually gain a little bit of distance back. Like I can probably shave off 5 millimeters. The tip of the lever where it actually engages is there's quite a bit of material on the right side where it's not actually touching it. So you can make it shorter. For me, I don't really care. I think it'll be very rare for me to print larger than, you know, a certain area of it. And I know that when I slice something up, I can favor the right side of the bed to get, you know, to get more build volume, but it is something worth considering. And regardless of whether you go with a cutting arm of sorts, you're still going to be losing, it looks like 6 mil off the front and 6 mil, I'm sorry, 6 mil off the right, 6 mil off the left. So, hey Armor! Oh, that's right. Today's the day of your trip, dude. That's exciting. How long until your flight takes off? Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do with the bed right now is just plug in those 3 wires. So we've got our ground, our live, and our neutral. So, and you can still, the way I have it set up right now, I can still access them, which is nice. So let's feed. These are labeled neutral. It's actually quite a bit of slack, which is kind of nice. The ground is what our limiting cable is. It's taking up most of it, but I think that we'll probably end up tucking a lot of this underneath the bed. Let's see. Right now, we'll just plug it all in though. Boom. All right. Yeah, we'll definitely want to tuck this stuff down later. Okay, so bed is on. Let's raise this up a little bit. Doesn't need to be that long. What doesn't need to be that? Oh, you're talking about, yeah, the arm, right? Yeah, the arm definitely doesn't need to be that long. I'll probably take the CAD file and just shave off, like I said, like 6 or 7 millimeters, so that'll give us 6 or 7 millimeters back on the entire left side of the build volume. Got a beer. Not sure if that surprised you. I fly in a little less than 2 hours. Nice, but I won't be in Prague till tomorrow morning, afternoon their time. That's awesome. It'll be a long flight. I love me a good airport beer. There was quite a few trips where I like to get to the airport nice and early, but once I get through, if I get through security, with plenty of time, I definitely love me a good airport beer and some people watching. Okay. So let's start by pulling these cables through. Let's get rid of some of the slack. Let's see, so you are... Okay. Oh, my stomach is growling. I had a tiny bit of bread today. Tiny bit of bread for breakfast. That was it. Okay, so I don't want to pull too tight, but I do want to clear up some space up here. Let me try to tuck some of these wires underneath the bed too, just to make it look a little prettier. Ground wire is the only one that I'm not going to touch because there's just not a lot of distance on that guy. Okay, put dust on our bed. Pop our build plate back on. I think that's pretty much what we can do up top for now until I get the gland installed. We can, let me pop it back up one more time. We can probably start to route the wires for the AB motors, but the thing I'm not sure of with this build is how you're supposed to route them to kind of hide them. Like, I can tuck them in the channels just like you would on a 2.4, but normally you use like the cable slot covers or whatever to keep the wires from coming out, and I don't have any of that. There's got to be probably 15 variants of it. Damn it, how much of the stream did I miss? Oh, not a ton. I did a lot of stuff off stream, man. It's been taking so long on stream because there's just been a lot of like little hiccups. And oh, you know what, dude? This is actually adjustable left to right. I didn't see that. It slotted the arms, so we can actually gain back some of our lost distance right now. You gotta print the channel covers out? Okay, cool. That will be on my to-do list then. So we probably won't touch I don't think there's any point in doing anything with these motor wires back there until I've printed out the covers. So let's see if I bring this guy here. And I slide this guy all the way. Yeah, that's way better. I still think it can be shorter, but that's pretty close to where I would have it anyway. So we'll just leave it like that. The only concern I have now, I'm not sure with how the panels work on this. If the panels are pretty much flush with the sides of the extrusion, that's gonna be a problem because this is now sticking out. If they're not flush, which I'm hoping they're not because I've got some belt here and this guy's sticking out, then it won't be a problem. So for now we'll leave it, but I'll have to see once we get to installing panels whether this is a problem or not. Okay. Print them with the teal. Okay. Yeah, I think teal will look better. We'll do it with the primary, not the accent. We will do teal. There's also, I'm just noticing that there's a, I've got an M3 nut in the back of the bed here. I'm curious to see if I go... Okay, so that's what it's for. I wasn't sure. Is it freezing again? What's going on? There we go. Yeah, I've got a nut right here, but it looks like it's for the cable chain. So it's for the other side of the cable chain. So that's cool. I don't think I can install any of these accent pieces on the bottom until I put the panel on the bottom, because it looks like basically the way they stand off, it's intended for that. What are these for? These are feet. Okay, so those are what those larger bolts are for. Wait, no, our feet are already on. Yeah. Okay, let's head back to the wiring. Panels have 3mm foam. Okay, sick. That is going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting for us, I think. Because of the way I have the belt, that should give us clearance. I think we're going to be pretty much in the money with the foam. I know that the belt goes in there, but I've got the belt tensioned in a way where I'm really happy with it, and I don't want to undo. So what he's saying, I'll show you guys what. Someone mentioned it when we were doing the belts, but there's these little slots right here where the belt goes and sticks upward, and I did not use them. I didn't realize that's what they're for. It makes, in hindsight, like it makes a lot of sense, but I also felt that it might be a little bit trickier for me to tighten the belt if they're, like in this instance, they're just going one turn, so I was able to pull it and kind of tighten it a little bit. Well, if it's going in here, it's going one turn, then another turn. And the reason why I don't want to loosen these up is because I've got all my Z-belts pretty much equally tensioned. And if I loosen these two screws to get the belt through there, then I have to retension all of them. So, it looks like a face, yeah. So I don't know. I don't think that this belt is going to be an issue. Like, I really don't. Nice, thank you for the donation. Smash the like button. Yeah, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. We're definitely making good progress on this. So, I'm with you. The belt was much easier to tension without putting it in the slot. Yeah, I basically just went off of like the 2.4 as well as the Venture XL. Like I'm looking at the Venture XL and it also has this sticking out. Granted, this printer has less. Apply a knife to a little bit of plastic on the outside and fold the belt if they get in the way, I guess. Apply a knife to a little bit of plastic on the outside and fold. You can use clips, just don't use the clips that when doing the HD zesting, it makes frequency. I don't think I can use clips. I don't have enough belt to actually clip it back on the main belt. My options are either, whoa, maybe that's what I do? Maybe that's what I do. Just tuck it into the extrusion like that. There we go. That's probably going to be fine, considering that's exactly how this part works right here. I mean, granted, it's not the extrusion, but I think I just figured out. I think I just figured out what I'm going to do with these belts. Is just they all get tucked into the extrusion. Bam. Hopefully that's enough. Like I said, I don't know. I think with the foam, I think we're going to be just fine. There's 59 viewers who won't be getting eggs from Easter bunnies because they are too lazy to click the like button. Hey, Down Under. So Dan, when's the next stream series? I'm thinking probably 2 weeks from today. I'm gonna try to do some more off stream. Like I might do most of the wirings next week. We're kind of just doing firmware and printing. So I'm hoping 2 weeks from today. We are going to be starting on converting the Mark IV to the Mark IVS, and then the Mark IVS to the Core 1 Plus, which I am really excited about. And definitely a massive thank you to Armor 3D for making it possible. It's something I'd wanted to do for quite a long time actually now, and just it hadn't materialized, and so he was able to make it all happen, which is freaking cool. So I'm really excited for that. I didn't want to do a Core 1 standalone like the Mark IV. I'd rather convert the Mark IV than add another printer, basically. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that. And then, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the build. So that's what we're doing after this. Davids are cool. Davids are cool. Okay, so what do we want to do next? Probably below deck wiring now. It looks really good with the, I mean, like it's looking really good. Like here, let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. It's looking real nice. Once we've got our cable in, I'm gonna print out the spacer like we said. So that's one thing I gotta do is print out the spacer, print out the gland, run the wire there, and then print out. So there's three things I gotta print out right now. It's basically slot covers, the gland, and some kind of a spacer. And that should button up the entire top and then cable chain it. And then it's just below deck wiring. And it looks like from what the instructions are saying, I need to wire up everything below deck before we actually mount the power supply because there's not space to route things after that. Yeah, spacer! We will definitely do a spacer. There we go. Okay. Hey Luke, how's it going? Goliath says otherwise. Was that a David and Goliath joke? All right, so let's just do a little bit of wiring down here. That's probably what we can do at this point. All right. It will open up the giveaway in like 15 minutes at 1:45 my time. Nice, there's 125 people here? Cool. Have we hit 69 likes yet? Oh, we're 1 like away from 69 likes. Okay, so we are done with, yeah, that's wired. We just need to do the umbilical. This is done, that's done. We just did all this. Wait. No, we didn't do all this. What is red TH? Oh my god. One of the two bed thermistors is pre-assembled in the build plate, and the other screw type thermistor needs to be installed to the build plate by users. Connect the 90mm bed PE cable to the screw on the build plate. Well, there we go. So I have to take off the build plate again. I think I will do that. I will do that off stream. I will do that off stream. I'm not gonna make you guys. Holy cow. The chat just closed and it says I don't have enough memory to open the browser page. What is hogging all my memory? It must be, it's not the calculator, surely. It's gotta be Shaper. Yeah, I lost chat. That's wild. It has never happened before. Hold on. What's happening to this computer, guys? Oh, and it's crazy. The stream window closed too. Wait, did you guys lose this? You guys didn't, the stream didn't close out though, right? I think it's just the browser page that basically crashed on me. When does the 3D scanner video come out? The goal is 2 weeks from Saturday. So like 2.5 weeks from now? Wait, that's the goal. Yeah, the goal is 2.5 weeks from now. I'm working on a micro Swiss install video for the Elagoose Atari 1. I'd like to have it out Saturday, but with today being Wednesday, it's probably not gonna happen. I have like all the footage I need, but with the editing and audio still needing to get put in place, it probably will be next Saturday. So hopefully the following Saturday. I can open up Task Manager. So the browser and Discord and OBS and Spotify. Shaper is taking like no memory at all right this second. Spotify is taking 750 megabytes. Megabytes. Megs. Brave. The browser's taking 650. Discord's taking 6. Windows Explorer's taking 250. It doesn't look. There must have been a spike. It must be the CAD. Love the micro Swiss on the Centauri Carbon one. Too bad you lose the 20 Celsius on the nozzle. Wait, why do you lose 20 Celsius on the nozzle? Is the Centauri Carbon? Oh, got it. So the max hot end, the stock hot end is rated up to 320 Celsius. I don't know that I believe that. Because once you get over 300 or once you get towards 300-ish, you want like a, is it the PT100 or PT1000? Which that's not what it comes with by default. It starts to get really sporadic. I wouldn't trust any printer I've used that is using a standard thermistor. Once you get towards 300, it starts to get really spotty as far as its readings. Like its readings to become less accurate. So I don't know that I would trust it. I would say that the micro Swiss hot end can probably go to 320 as well as the Centauri one can, but I wouldn't recommend it on either of them. 300 to me is the cap. Once you get over 300, then you start to need a different thermistor at the very least, and then there's some material considerations as well. I've run the stock one up to 320 on PPACF. I would think that you could run the micro Swiss one at 320 if you needed to, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I think your readings will be less accurate, and I don't know as far as the life of the thermistor. Who's printing PPS? Yeah, I think that's pretty, like a pretty, I mean, he's doing it clearly, they're doing it, but I think that's a pretty small demographic of people that are printing with that material in the Centauri Carbon. But I could be wrong, like, I don't know, I try not to make too many assumptions. Okay, what are we doing? Okay, so I gotta go back for the bed thermistor, lovely. Yeah, if I just looked at the photos, I would have seen that, which is funny. Okay, I did the LED strip already myself. I did that. I did that. I did that. Stepper motor cables. We can't do... Yeah, we can do these, actually. Okay. So let's do some of this. We need our cables. I don't know if I'm going to shorten the cables below the deck. I would like to. I wish they had cable raceways. I understand why they don't. This is a tiny printer. But I'm thinking about just kind of tucking the wire as much as I can below the printer. PPS CF10 is awesome for gantry parts or hot end mounts stiff. All right, so yeah, let's plug in all of our stepper cable wires. But yeah, these ones up here especially could be much shorter, but I think I can just kind of hide a lot of it underneath the controller. At least that's my current game plan. I just don't enjoy shortening. I don't enjoy shortening wires. It had to be done, in my opinion, for the toolhead. I just, like, that's the main thing you're looking at all the time, but under the deck wiring, I'm not as concerned with, as long as it's not problematic. A 320 steel will lose its hardness over a few heat cycles, and brass will start to leach out any lead contents. Funky stuff happens to a lot of materials once you go north of 300. Yeah, I don't think that, like, I took the Centauri Carbon's hot end out the other day because I did the micro Swiss install. Also, like, I will say that the Centauri Carbon stock hot end is really high flow. It is a very large melt zone. I tested it against the micro Swiss Flowtech with a CHT nozzle, which is what it ships with standard, and it was pretty comparable flow rate wise. It had a little bit of a bump with PLA, and ABS was debatable, really. Like, I saw the layers, the interlayer adhesion or flow consistency looked better with the micro Swiss, but I started to notice some line artifacts in the outer wall. But when I looked at the hot end that ships with the Centauri Carbon, it doesn't look like anything fancy. Like, and it can't be. I think they sell replacements for like $20. So yeah, I would say if it's like a couple one-off times, like taking it to 320, whatever, but I really am skeptical about it being truly rated for 320. I thought the Micron Swiss THT was the best thing I did for SVOA until I did all the electronics and put a new toolhead on it with a rapid and tool dry flow. Yeah, I mean, the thing I like about the Micron Swiss hot ends is that they're drop-ins. Like in every instance I've installed it, they're drop-ins. Like I have on the SVOA, on the K1, on now the Centauri Carbon, a couple other Crealities. There's a bamboo variant, and being able to swap the nozzles between all of them is really nice. But yeah, if you're gonna do like a full-blown mod, there's definitely higher flow options out there, absolutely. But I think for like a not having to do anything but remove, plug in, it's definitely a nice option to have. Yeah. If I didn't DOA full electronics package on the printer, I would have kept them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So this guy is going Z0. Yeah, I mean, like this wire is way long. It just needs to go to right here. So let's see if I tuck this down here underneath the controller. I mean, it's still gonna be, I wonder if I could like almost zip tie and then tuck the rest of it. Maybe what I'll do is pull all slack so it's somewhere down here, and then try to get all of the cables or all of the extruder stepper cables and kind of bunch them somewhere down here. Maybe I can print out a couple of Steve's like little zip tie standoff guys, put them here and just kind of zip tie them in bunches. It still won't look that pretty, but you know. 105C for 45 minutes. I got the chamber temp up to 4060 layer. Heat was fine. Only done 320 a few times on the StarCraft one. Usually use a Silval 0, which gets to 62C ambient due to this. Yeah, that thing has a much easier time heating up. It's way more compact. Okay, so Z0, then Z1 is down here. Can I feed this guy underneath? No, it's definitely not happening. So this has to go, over, yeah, this one has so much extra length. Like, I'm just wondering if I can zip tie these, like do a couple of back fourths or something like that, and just put it right here. I don't know. I'll worry about it later, I guess. So then we've got Z2, which is this guy, which also like doesn't need very much distance at all. Do you want a small 2.4 or a small Trident? Could you talk about some advantages of the Micron over the solid core? Both amazing players, just can't decide which next project should be. Yeah, I mean, it's basically right, like a tiny 2.4 versus a tiny Trident. I don't know as much about Solid Fork. Like, I have followed this project Micron a lot longer than I've looked at Solid Fork stuff. I think they're both really cool. I think that the Solid Fork, if it's anything like how the Trident versus 2.4 is probably going to be an easier build. I really like the flying gantry setup. I don't think there's really a whole lot of benefit of it in small form factor. Like in large form factor, there's not really a ton either. Like, I know that some benefits of like a stationary bed is like printing on fabric. Like it's pretty niche, the application. I think, let me see, someone's calling me. If it's Erin, I'm gonna answer because I want to make sure that she's okay. It was not. Okay. So yeah, we've got a ton of wire. Part of me wants to just shorten it, like actually crimp it and shorten it, but the other part of me is just like, just tuck it under and call it a day. I wonder if I could install, I might see if there's a tiny cable raceway that could fit here. Like a printed one. This feels like a small raceway might fit in this section. I'm almost positive I could get one in there. Okay, let's get the giveaway link open too. It's 45. Copy responder link, short URL. Okay. Flying gantry is more flashing, kind of cool. Yeah, I think it looks really sweet, the flying gantry. I don't know that there's a whole lot of benefit of it, like benefit to it, other than cool factor. I really like the flying gantry. I want to try quad gantry, but as I've read so far, solid fork is much better for chasing speed. I could see that. I mean, I could see how having a rigid gantry would allow you to print faster with just less potential for ringing and vibrations passing through it. I could definitely see that. Yeah, I don't know. I still think this thing's gonna probably be able to boogie. My biggest limitation will probably be, I don't know actually at this point. I don't know what my biggest limitation is gonna be with this. Okay, so we've got all of our steppers in. We cannot do these steppers, the AB ones, because we need the little, we need the cable inserts, the raceway inserts. In this step, we will connect the AC and LAN PSU. So it does look like, in this example, they basically just bunched it all together. Oops. Yeah, they just sort of zip tied. Oh, cable. Okay, well, that answers my question about the cable raceway. Definitely cannot do a cable raceway because the power supply is going to hang over the edge and basically eat up all that space. So my options are either shorten it or do this and then kind of tuck it, which I might do. This doesn't look that bad. They really did a pretty good job of kind of cleaning it up. So it might just zip tie and bunch it all together. Deltas, Deltas are my favorite printers to watch print. They're definitely not space efficient though. I mean, I guess height-wise maybe, but still no. They lose so much build volume from the arms above them, but they're freaking sweet, man. Like, they're really, really cool. It's a very cool motion system. Man, we really don't have much left to do, guys. I can't actually do very, like, there's not much I can actually do at this point. So for this, we're waiting on the spacer and the PG gland. I can take the bed off and add the thermistor I forgot. We did the LED, or I did the LED already. And then until we can do the ABs, we can't do, like, get the power supply installed. I do have these guys printed. We could install these, I suppose. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably have most of this done by next stream. So I think by next stream what I'll likely do is I will try to have all this stuff done. I will flash the micro SD card with whatever image is either provided or just go grab an image. And so next stream, the plan will be that we'll basically just plug everything in, like plug the power cable in, flip the switch and pray that it shows up and then go from there. Yeah, it's really just there's not a ton left. Now that you've set up some hardwiring flash steps, we need to install operating system. Official Raspberry. Okay, so it just has us install Raspberry Pi OS, insert SD card, move the SD card, remotely access. So it has us install Kaya. It's a pretty standard install. I have the... Yeah, we can just here. We can get this at least started. I've got the micro SD card already installed. So, new version, yeah, sure. I'm glad LDO made a better diagram for wiring. The wiring diagram I had was a diagram that HeartK made in Microsoft Paint. Yeah, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that there's an electronics guide. That was a pretty big concern of mine early on. I reached out to Jason and was like, "Hey, there's definitely some pretty big gaps in documentation, which is going to make this build sort of a little less accessible." And he sent over the supplemental wiring guide. I don't think it existed when I started, or maybe it did, I just didn't see it, but that was a huge help. Okay, unable to download. Okay, there we go. So we are installing what? Advanced options. Hold on. I think it's a Pi 4. Is it a Pi 4? Yeah, Pi 4. Okay. It wants us to install Raspberry Pi OS Lite 32. Operating system, Raspberry Pi OS other. There we go. So we want Lite 32-bit, it says. Okay, I'm gonna enter in my Wi-Fi stuff. Exclude system drive, fine. Enter host name. We're gonna call this Blippi. We'll call it Blippi bot. B-L-I-P-P-Y. Bot. Okay. Capital city? I don't. America, Denver. I don't know if I'm. Am I No, I'm not Denver time zone. Mountain. They have mountain? Los Angeles. They don't have America Mountain. I don't know what. Don't use Trixie? Don't use, wait, what's Trixie? Don't use Trixie. I don't know what do you mean don't use Trixie? What am I doing Trixie? I need more context. Trixie is the newest Pi OS. Okay. How? Got it. Okay, so, got it. So you're saying use Bookworm. Raspberry Pi OS Legacy 32-bit. This isn't Lite though. That's Trixie. Legacy 32-bit Lite. Bookworm. Okay, so Bookworm is what you're saying to go with. Trixie works just fine. Did they fix Shake Tune? Okay, are we okay with Trixie then? I'll give it a sec. There's one way to find out. I need to use the non-GUI version, otherwise please take a while. Okay, I don't know what to do. I am going to go with... I'm gonna go with Bookworm. I think it's fine. In no desktop environment. Try it and see what happens. Okay, fine. Trixie it is then. Trixie! Cool. Yep. Flippy bot, yep. Okay, the thing I don't know is for time zone, capital city. It's not going to be the capital city for me. I don't, is there like, select your localizations. I don't know what's the closest, like, to me. I assume LA is going to be here, but I'm not near LA anymore. Does it have like Salt Lake City, Utah? No. San Juan. I have northern. I don't know. Also, is there? Yeah, no, I am in Boise, but like it's not on here. Or like I'm closest to Boise, but it doesn't have it. I'm just like I don't know what to look up that would be on here. Denver? I can do Denver, but I mean Denver's not. I don't think Denver's even in my time zone. It doesn't even have Denver. What in the world, man? Is there a list like Raspberry Pi? Hold on. Raspberry Pi Imager customization list. It would make it a lot easier than scrubbing through that. DC? I don't understand, like, I don't get why it has all of these questions. Time I can understand. And also, is there DC? Okay, we do have DC. All right. So time zone, though. Vancouver. I don't think Denver is on my time zone. It is! Denver is on my time zone. Perfect. All right, what do I know? Denver. Oh, Denver. Cool. Awesome. All right, let me just change it while I put in Wi-Fi stuff. Choose username. Cool. Wi-Fi. Cool, that already had it populated. Enable SSH, yes. Use password authentication, yes. Enable Raspberry Pi Connect, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna say no. Cool. I understand erase and write. All right. They really changed that up. I don't know when this last, like, I don't know v2.0.6 or when they changed this up, but that is way different than I remember. You can fix time zone via Raspberry Pi config once installed. Just make sure the region is US to make sure the Wi-Fi is correct. Got it. I don't actually, so When you say make sure the region is correct so the Wi-Fi is correct, what is the difference in the Wi-Fi technology that makes it region specific as far as functionality goes? I've just changed that setting tons of times over the years, but I don't actually know. I guess I can Google it. What about Wi-Fi makes it region specific? Wi-Fi is region specific because different countries have distinct legally mandated regulations governing radio frequency spectrum usage, channel availability, and maximum transmission power levels to prevent interference with local communication systems. Interesting. I guess that makes sense. I just always took it as, okay, that's the way it is, and never really questioned it, but okay, let's do a few things here. Let's start to gather some of the files that I need to print out. So we know we need, someone said that there was a gland in, was it gantry? Z-joints? No, it wasn't Z-joints. Z-belt clamp? Somebody said earlier that there was a, no, those are my, the guys that I installed incorrectly. Licensing for the bands. Belt clamp mirrored, clamp probe. It's a miscellaneous. Doesn't look like it's a miscellaneous. Handles, bed stuff, rail stops, handle mounting cover, filter and bed fans. It doesn't seem right to me. That doesn't seem right to me either. Z-chain? I think I have this part. No, I don't. I don't have this part. I lied. Okay, got it. So this is the piece that we need. So it prints in 2 halves, and then I guess it's just held together by being clamped or being threaded together inside that other part. It looks like there's some zip tie slots on the top and on the bottom. These are definitely not in the right orientation though for ease of printing. I would say. Okay. I'm curious as to how the overhangs are gonna do in TPU. Okay, so we got those. We know we need those. And then, do we know? Oops. Do we know? Oh, these are. So, if anyone's curious, I was when I was trying to figure out how klicky was going to work on this guy. So, this is your standard klicky block, right? And if you build the Micron Plus and you have a standard length tool head or hot end, then you would use that. If you have a high flow, which is what I have, then you either need the spacers to like extend this guy, or you need to print the bigger one like I did. I don't know if this would work for ultra high flow. I'm not sure what the difference in length is, but yeah, this is what I needed. I also discovered that they have these, which are kind of neat. These are long clickies Tell me this makes sense. I'm flying from Rhode Island to Detroit, then to your... Dude, flight paths make no sense to me. I've had so many flights where I need to get just like a couple states over, but I have to fly to Arizona first. I'm like, why? So this is interesting. This is a like long one. And I'm trying to think like what situation... Maybe this is for a situation where you can't you can't get clicky to where it needs to be on the bed, and so this just gives you a little bit of extra length is what I would think. It's interesting. But anyways, for anyone want to know, these are like the 4 variants of standard clicky that I found. I just downloaded them all so I can see what exactly each one was. So we're looking for like 15 slot, oops, not a lot, slot cover STL. Ah, that looks good to me. Works with LDO micro beams. Perfect. That looks good to me. So I will download this. Perfect. And the last thing we said we needed, let's see. If you do clicky, look into clicky 00. I've been running it and it's for clicky, the number one way to do it. Clicky 00. I'm going to be, wait, in crowded radio areas, your router will move further to the edge of the spectrum to find a clear channel where the spectrum ends is dictated by local laws. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I have knowledge on things, but not all things. And the way the Wi-Fi signal works is not one of those things. Okay, clicky 0 is what you're saying. I don't think I'll run it right now. Like, I've already got clicky set up and I spent quite a bit of time. I stabbed my finger in the process of getting it installed. So like, I want to see if it works as is, but I'm definitely always interested in learning more. What in the world am I looking at? Based on the amazing work of Clicky Probe, this mod moves the probe directly under the nozzle and also has the nozzle touching the probe so you can reliably use it as a Z end stop with consistent Z offset. Huh, interesting. How in the world is it doing that? So nozzle would be here. Swing arm fixes for better location under probe nozzle. Yeah, that's definitely a trip. How old is this? Like 2 years? Wow, this thing, how come I have not heard of this? It's been out for years. It's like unclicky. Is unclicky the one that uses magnets? I hate how live streams don't default to all chat. I miss too many messages. It moves the button directly on the nozzle. It's an armchair project. Got it. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've not seen or heard of this before. Thank you for sharing. That's definitely, it's pretty sweet. All right, we're gonna do, let's do like 5 more minutes and then we'll close the giveaway. No, this is for this. It might freeze on you guys. I'm curious to see. It's probably because people moved to tap. Got it. The dock is cool. Is there any videos on it? I'd definitely like to look at it. Hey, Booga Lumen. How's it going? Trying to see if I can find the step file. This is all just hot ends, isn't it? I think this is just the row of hot ends. Yeah. Trying to see if I can find the ant head. Let's see, so there's hot ends there, probe spacer there. There we go. Okay, so this is the piece that we have printed out right now. We basically just want a spacer for, let's see. So pretty much the spacer would be fine going from like right above where the bend is. So somewhere right about here is where we want it. So I will probably just create a sketch of a simple rectangle on here. Oops, I didn't mean to click already. Sketch. And just go from like right here to right here. All right, another thing I don't know is the thickness. We need it. You know what yeah, I legit might just do a rectangle like that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'd want to do to like make it a little bit fancier, but I don't really see a point. I don't think there's going to be much gain. I don't think there's going to be much gain from doing more. I guess what I can do, I'm just looking right now at the... Here. So if I make this rectangle piece a little bit longer, if I make the piece, so right now, like I have it measured from, it's like right where the bend is on this side going across. But if I were to make this rectangular piece extend a little bit longer, I can have it where it basically backs up against the PCB itself. And that kind of creates a place where it can't fall down. So it's wedged right there, and the zip ties will keep it wedged there. So I might need to do it a little bit longer. Let me see what the thickness is that we want of this though. I might have a tower that will if you want to paste it on there. I might have a tower that will fit in there. What do you mean? I don't know what, I'm curious to see what you're referring to. If you've got something that you think will work, then sure, yeah, I'll take a look. I'm at this point, like, to not get too creative, like I'm probably just gonna print out a rectangular piece. Like once it's zip tied in place, like it's all it really needs. It's just to get sandwiched between the two. Not be on my home computer. Okay, no big deal. I mean, I don't need it right this second. I'm gonna print it out like tonight. You using the USB port? I have a fan mount on printables for Nighthawk. Am I using the USB port on Nighthawk? Oh, you mean you just have like a 5-volt fan mount that you plug into the USB port? I don't think I'm using the USB port. As of right now, I'm just gonna use Klicky. I don't know if I'm gonna switch over to like Beacon or Cartographer at some point. Well, if I do, I guess Beacon, yeah, Beacon is USB. Post on live stream, not sure if it's the right part. Okay, I'll take a look. That might work. I don't know without taking measurements, but that could work. Trying to see if your hole mounts are in the right spot. Yeah, they're directly across from each other. That could work. I mean, I'd have to pull the board off, which isn't that big of a deal, I suppose. I wonder if I could slide it back in. Probably not. I'd have to unplug my wires. That could work though. I remixed it something else for a friend. If you've got the STL for that, I can print it out and basically just place it next to it and see, like, to get a better, or yeah, if you've got the file for this, I can probably place it in the CAD next to the existing one and see how it lines up. You're saying that won't work? It won't. Put your cable into the Nighthawk. The overmold is past the strain relief now. Yeah, the overhold is past the strain relief, but theirs looks like it's extended. Is like, if you look at this, the one that he just posted, maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like it's like this bolt goes to here. Yeah, maybe it's not long enough. It could be long enough. I might just print out my freaking rectangle, guys. Just a rectangle right there, and then tighten it around it and call it a day. I'll probably just do that. It's the easiest. It's the easiest thing. Check live streams in a few seconds. Okay. Okay, I am going to close the giveaway up in 1 minute, and we will do our drawing here. Yep, it is time. Thank you, nice. Is that the picture of it? Yeah, it is Delmar. Yeah, that might work, because with how long this is, it looks like it would probably clear the full mold and then grab onto the cable right above it here. I might just do my square. I might just do my square. I don't know. It's on the Trident, like on this printer, it's so small that I feel like having that piece sticking up is gonna make it look really large. I don't know. If I do the rectangle, do a dent in one side for the cable. How many airport beers are too many? I usually just have one, but I'm also a pretty big lightweight at this point. I don't drink very much. This football season, my dad's been coming over on Sundays to watch the game, and like we've been having a big beer each, and it's plenty for me. All right, let's do this giveaway, guys and gals. Hey, George. Okay. I think Jack's gymnastics starts at 3, and I wasn't gonna go today, but I think I might try to surprise him. So I'm probably gonna bail out right after this. Maybe eat some food and just show up there. He'll be super excited. At least Aaron will. I think he might be excited too. Okay, let's do this giveaway. 96 responses, cool. Yeah, my plan is I probably won't make it to all of them. I was gonna go to like maybe 1 a month or 2 a month, something like that, because the time is rough, but it'd be cool to go. All right, here we go, everybody. So 96 entries. For anyone that is new to the stream or new to the giveaway, Polymaker is our gracious host / provider of these giveaways. They are global, and if you win and you're in the US or Canada, you'll get a gift card. Everywhere else in the world, you will get to pick a spool of filament up to $35. I think it's 35 US, but I don't know how that translates into everything else. We're gonna say $35 to keep it simple. The winner of the giveaway will receive an email from me within 24 hours that will contain a link to a form you'll need to fill out, as well as a unique code that you'll need. So be on the lookout for that. And like I said, I say 24 hours. It's almost always the same day, but just in case I slip up. And I think that's what I've got. Good luck to everybody. Thank you to Polymaker one more time. And let's do, I don't know, today's the 28th. Should we do 28? We'll do 28 shuffles. I'm calling it today. 28 shuffles is what we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Good luck, amazing people. No! Come on, ad. All right. Good luck, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Did you change the build rooms? What do you mean, like stream rooms? We're in the garage. We've been in the garage for a long time. Oh, it's rigged. It's rigged. it's rigged. Oh, congratulations, nice. That's funny. I mean, not that you haven't told me it's time before, but it's kind of funny that the day you say it's time and the day I decide how many times we're shuffling, you end up being the winner. Congratulations, buddy. I don't know if I'll email you or just send you a Discord message, but you'll hear from me. You'll hear from my people. Yeah, I don't know if you're asking about like the room, but I did. So we've been in the garage for quite a long time. So I assume you're probably not talking about the garage, like the difference between upstairs and the garage. But the only thing that I've changed is that I did install lots of lighting. I had some electrical work done, so I installed a switch. This is how we were streaming before with some like floor lights, and I wired up lighting, so we have a lot more lighting. It's actually way overexposed now, dear God. It's probably not helping that I'm in a light jacket, but yeah, that's the main thing that's changed. So congratulations, nice. You are our winner. I will send you a message, like I said, in the next 24 hours. And my plan is, if all goes well, that next Wednesday, like, this is just ready to rock and roll. We've got the image flash to make sure it didn't fail out on me. Error reading from storage. SD card may be broken. Okay, well, I will try flashing it again. That's not the first time or last time I've gotten, like, I feel like I almost always get an error when flashing these micro SD cards. This is a SanDisk one, so it's not like it's a bad memory card. But looks like I missed a stream. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Yeah, it's a massive difference. Yeah, this looks like I probably need to adjust my aperture on that. It looks, but I think it's also because I'm just wearing lighter clothes that it's, I don't know, it's doing strange things. So I'm gonna get going. Thank you all for hanging out. I realized today was mostly a show and tell, but I did get a lot done, which I'm happy with. And if all goes well, next week we'll power this thing on, run through the startup checks, and hopefully be printing out like a test cube at the end of it. So we're getting there. We're getting dang close. I got some printing to do and some wiring to do, but not a lot, honestly. It's really not a lot. I'm pretty pleased with where this is at, and yeah, we'll do this. We'll do this next week. Don't forget to join me for the Delta Flyer tomorrow, same time slot Daniel did today. Nice, cool. Yeah, Down Under is streaming tomorrow, so 2.5 approximately hours earlier than now. But yeah, thank you all. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. All of our, we had quite a few like long time members today renew, so thank you, as well as our gifted memberships and everyone for just hanging out and being awesome. Order some glands. You think that I should order them instead of printing them, Tux? Or you think like I can print them, but still just it's good to have some on hand? I'm gonna look too. I might have a PG7, or I know that there was a build I did a while ago where I ordered some from, I think, KB3D, and the question is, did I keep them? Where did I store them? But I might do a quick search before I print out that one to see if I can find them. So, all right, y'all, I gotta go. I'm gonna have a quick bite to eat and try to catch Jack's gymnastics. I will see you guys next time. Have a safe flight, Armor.